Hey guys, welcome to another Captain Cosplay tutorial. Today, we're going to be painting the Jedi Temple Guard Mask from Brotherhood Props. So, for those of you who have watched the Star Wars The Clone Wars series, you might recognize this as the Jedi Temple Guard Mask. And this mask was made by the guys at Brotherhood Props. They're a local prop and costume company. And I saw this at their table at Comic-Con, and these guys were awesome enough to give this to me, and so I'm going to show you guys how we're going to paint it. Now, you can buy these for yourself from their Etsy store. I'll have a link in the description. They have the raw cast, which is what we have here, and they also paint them themselves, so you can get either of those on their Etsy store. So the first thing I did, I took my rotary tool, and I just kind of cleaned up the edges on the mask, the inside of the eyes, the back edge of the mask, which was a little sharp. And then I also cut some slots in the side to string some elastic through. And then I wiped the whole thing down with a rag because the dust got absolutely everywhere. Then I took a high grit sandpaper and I kind of softened that back edge and then covered the whole thing to give it a better texture for the primer to stick to, which I honestly probably didn't need to do. So I just did a flat gray base coat for the primer on the mask, and then a flat white for the base color. And if you oversand your mask like I did, a solid coat will give the mask a little smoothness. So you might want to keep that in mind if you mess up the way I did. After that, I moved on to the detail work. I'm using a gold model paint from Testers. And this was a little bit of an experiment. I haven't used this paint before, but if you can figure out how to disguise your brush strokes properly, this paint is really pretty cool. It almost looks like a spray if you know how to do it right. Now that I've got all my gold finished, I am going to give just kind of a black acrylic wash to the whole thing, just to give it a little bit of weathering. I feel like this just brings out the piece a little bit, makes it look a little more realistic. So I just cover the whole thing with that paint water mix and then wipe it off with a paper towel. And now that we've got all the painting done, I'm moving on to just a clear coat. And then I'm moving on to figure out how much elastic I need for my head to keep the mask on. And I just cut that off and then string it through the mask. And for the best hold, you might want to sew your elastic, but I don't have a sewing machine ready right now, so I'm just hot gluing it. And I just put the hot glue on there and then I stretch it out to give it the best hold. Also keep in mind, if you do want to sew it, this could be pretty difficult working around this mask on a sewing machine. So you'll probably either want to hand sew it or use hot glue or some other kind of glue. That'll probably be the easiest option. And here is the finished product, the Jedi Temple Guard Mask. Looks a little weird just sitting on my face, but I've seen this with some full costumes, and this really pulls the whole thing together. And that is the end to the painting tutorial on the Jedi Temple Guard Mask. I'd like to say thank you once again to the guys at Brotherhood Props. This is really an awesome mask. I'm really glad I was able to use it and paint it, and now I have my own, and so this is really great. So thank you to the guys at Brotherhood Props. Don't forget, there's a link in the description to their Etsy store if you'd like to buy your own, either like this or raw cast so that you can paint it yourself like I did. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and like the video and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future. We also have a Facebook page and an Instagram. Those will be in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.